BEEX project is a no-profit foundation about visual art and photography. If you want to help us, just drop a donation on buymeacoffee.com/Berlin Explorer. So welcome to this 50 minutes of experience. Today I'm with Julius Dettmer. Welcome to this podcast, Julius.
Hello. Hi.
So, as you know, I would like to ask you to introduce a bit of yourself and then we can talk a bit freely.
Yeah, as you said, my name is Julius. I'm 35 years old and I'm a motion designer and videographer and photography enthusiast based in Berlin, Germany.
Yeah, yeah, like the project. I was just thinking in something because I was watching one of your picture. But let's talk a bit about more about what do you do and so on. So when I go inside of your website, yeah, my feeling approach is more in video than photography. I mean, state photography. But I'm really curious about how do you combine both and how is your life daily?
Yeah, true. Like my main focus is more on like moving images, or like my background artistically is in animation. So what I mainly do for a living is motion design and animation jobs. And since a few years, I've been doing more camera work, as in video work, like videography work and editing. And so photography is more like a hobby, more like an obsession for me. But I try to combine it as often as possible. So I try to use photography or analog photography techniques in work, in moving work as well. And I try to combine as many disciplines as possible most of the time.
I think they combine really good, So in video, especially, is a kind of medium that can combine many other techniques and different tools. I think this is the best of the video. I mean, you can combine. I mean, the video is exactly, if you just do it video without combining other tools inside other experiences, it's really difficult that the video come out like the one of Charlie Chaplin, because we are not anymore in the video anymore. So photography, it's for sure part of that video, because in a way, even if it's a bit, I think, sometimes different the point of view, but allowed you also to discover different kind of a perspective and structure, And I mean, it's more instantly, it's there. The video sometimes require much more attention and technical things, like the light in this case, no?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk more about photography now, then I come to the video part, okay? I wanted to know, in your picture there is a lot of, I think, friends, street photography, and recently I've seen that you published on your website this one, this collection is wide of Italy, and it's really fun. Italy, it's not only Italy, there is also Berlin and so on. So start with Catania. And they're really nice, these wide pictures, I have to say.
Thank you.
Quite interesting, and especially I think that you made with the lomography, the wide lomography, right? So the spinner, I think, no? I want to guess, but I don't know.
Yeah, it could be probably that one might be similar technique-wise, but this is like an old Russian. It's called like Horizon or Horizon. I don't know.
Horizon. Yeah, I remember.
But it's also with a spinning lens, so I guess it's some similar techniques that it takes like over 2 exposures, like a panorama photograph. And yeah, I got that from eBay a couple of months ago. And because I don't have the money for a proper Hasselblad X-Pan.
I mean, we are on the same page. But as we live in Berlin, I think most used and funny way is always to buy a lot of cameras on eBay Kleinanzeigen for nothing and try it all. And a lot of people ask me why you have so many cameras, and they say, but just I take the first Schengen, no? So the way. And what I want to ask you, it's so you are regularly working in Berlin, right?
Yes.
As a videographer, and how is for you the experience you have with people in Berlin? I mean, as we know, because we live here, sometimes Berlin gives us also some treasure of emotion with people that's it's difficult to find sometimes somewhere else, even in the part of accommodation of payment and so on. And depends where you work and what do you do. But just share with us some of your experience also recently, if you want.
From like work experience, you mean, like video work experience? Yeah. See, for me, it's most of the time it's actually quite nice because it's mixed, work-wise, as I like tend to work quite a lot from home, so I don't interact too much with people directly. So I make like many motion design jobs and animation jobs just from my home, and then for agencies or for clients directly, it depends. But usually it's production companies, and I've known them, or most of them, for a couple of years. So it's quite an easy and nice interaction, I'd say. And for video jobs, like with camera work, it depends. It really depends on the type of job. Usually I'm always quite happy if I can leave the house and be around people and interact with people directly and be there, I tend to enjoy that quite a lot, especially because I'm used to work from home very much. So I always enjoy that, but it's time-wise not the biggest part of my work life, so it's still that most of the stuff happens in front of my computer. So I would consider myself being quite lucky with the people I met job-wise and the jobs that I've done, and especially now during the pandemic times now. I was lucky to have like this combination of, going outside and be around people for jobs, but also being able, if the whole Corona situation was too bad, to be able to do like motion design jobs from home. So that kind of combination was quite helpful for me. So I consider myself.
Yeah, I can understand, because as I'm an art director, so content creator, I work mostly from computer. So from home, and when there is the occasion to work with photography, so outside, it's not a lot, unfortunately, also because it will require too much time to go out to organize and so on. And I like to have this kind of routine. There is no routine that you can sit in front of your computer and work when you want, and so on. And I think the nice part is to in a way live also in a coldness that allowed you also to go out wherever you want, to grab where else you want in any time, because it's if I remember good, it was more like that. I mean, in difference between the north where I am here, there is 1, 2 doner kebab open. There's not a lot. So and the people don't go in the street quite often during the night. But in Neukölln, I think you can have also this kind of routine to go out in the night. I mean, it happened to me in the past during working, saying, okay, let's go to take a beer, for example.
There's lots of stuff happening here for sure.
So I want to ask you some other things, like what would you like to experiences in the future, in the near future? Are you working on something personally?
Yeah, actually, good point. Because like this year, I mean, the last couple of years, I was more considered with like just earning enough money for like to being to pay for rent and everything, and it's this whole being like self-employed thing is like takes, at least for me, quite some time to be stable enough, I'd say. So I've been doing this for quite a few years actually now, and it's only since a few years that I would say, okay, now it's sort of a regular income. I mean, obviously it's not regular because some months I don't have any income, and some other month maybe a little more. So it's still difficult, and that also for me makes it difficult to plan like personal projects. I guess that's something that everybody in that field experiences.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been busy with thinking more about like taking on personal projects and doing more like that. And obviously this whole photography thing right now is a constant personal project for me, because there's I'm not really, or I'm not earning any money with it. It's just I just love to take pictures of stuff and collecting basically. So this is something that I constantly do without like a specific goal in mind. It's really more like, okay, I can stop myself from taking pictures, and it's fun and I like the outcome. But I'd like to combine it more with having some sort of project or projects with I don't know, combining this love for photography and my video work. And one idea would be maybe next year to work on something like that if I can find the time. And the main idea is to work on a project that is concentrating on analog techniques, like analog photography, but analog in general, during our digital times, basically, because this is a topic that fascinates me. And I'm thinking about maybe interviewing some people in my surrounding, or some artists, or some people that I know, or some people I get in touch with, who are working in some sort of creative field, or in any field that is, and are using analog techniques. So I'm thinking about like musicians, record stores, photographers, stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's just a basic idea, and probably there's already stuff like that out there, but that's something
I
that
mean,
I would like to.
for sure, there are a lot of interview. I mean, as I do it also personally, some interview, and not a really interview. I'm more like, I like to connect with people. So then I don't really like the to call interview, because for me interview is more something strict. Then you need a script and so on. I prefer to call it chat, and connect with people around in Berlin, and see what they do, what they can do it, and so on. But I think it's never enough in the end, because it's not a kind of medium that everyone listen or everyone read. Even if you publish in a big magazine, it's difficult that people read. It's most of the content of magazine, they don't read what's there, the article, they watch the images. So but I think it's always I mean, provide always some good point. I mean, especially for you, that you can do it. I mean, in the end, even if no one read or listen interviews or conversation, I think the one do it, always they go out with something more in themselves.
Yeah, probably interview is probably not the proper term then. I mean, interview would be a part of it, but it's more like having like I'm not sure what it's going to be, but maybe some sort of like mini documentary or mini portrait, video portrait kind of thing, or I don't know. Maybe it's also just like meeting up with people and chatting, as you said. I mean,
start like a project and finish like a party.
Yeah, well, that would be the best outcome, obviously.
Yeah. And I was working some months ago on a kind of project to make documentary of a photographer or a visual artist in general in Berlin. But yeah, it's not really easy at all. I mean, as you know, you have more experience than me in videography. When you work on a documentary, I mean, you have to stay there and you have to film every fucking things and see also in a way also direct what happened, or otherwise you can go on for forever.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So it's difficult to. I think it's really difficult to make a documentary and to, especially when you talk about someone and if you have a connection with this someone, because in a way you have to pass the privacy of that person. And
Yeah, true.
yeah, it's sometimes it's difficult for you and difficult for the person you're filming, because yeah, in the end this person is not alone, no.
Yeah.
I mean, let's imagine now I come at your place and every day I film you. I mean, can be that I take a moment that you are doing for real something is amazing, but how many possibilities we have that you do it nothing and that
Yeah,
you're chilling there, no?
you might
Just
be disappointed.
I don't know, because I'm a really active person in production, but I have to say that someone tried to document me and was not easy for me to then work, because
Yeah.
I was not in the focus I have every time when I stay alone.
I see. Yeah.
I mean, I will be disappointing. So then I come to your place and then I'm doing this documentary.
Yeah, I mean,
So
of course, you're always invited, but yeah, there's probably not too much exciting stuff going on most of the time.
yeah,
Don't
I think
trust my Instagram on that.
yeah, no, your Instagram is quite natural and show what is the true in the end. And yeah, I would say there is not a construction. What I like of your Instagram is for sure there is not a construction like many photographers do it, or many visual artists do it, that they show like every picture they do it is a moment amazing. No, there is some fault and there is some good things. And I
Yeah.
mean, it's, the neutrality, and I like a lot that part to always keep these natural things. And sometimes, there are photographers I know that they post picture always amazing, but I know then they shoot also a lot of picture every day to
Yeah.
have this best picture, or they reserve for years, before to open an account. And yeah, I mean, in a way, this is in a structure, in an idea to then become something, and then you don't become something, and then what you do it, you just your time to think about what you had to post or not. Okay. This is for me. It's I mean, it's okay. Everyone can do it where else they want, but it's not in my style to see that. I really like much more to say, yeah, let's meeting. I want to see your picture you never published. Yeah, that probably will be much more easier and in a way funny and beautiful, because in my experience, the picture we didn't choose are always almost the best.
Yeah.
I mean, as a editor in this case, when I do these books, and especially for some of my clients, they provide me some picture, and then when I see the picture are in the archive, I think, what the fuck, man? Why you give to me this shit? The rest of the stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a kind of things happen often. Anyway,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you another things, and if you will tell me one moment of your life that you used the photography, videography, or visual art in general that connect with a situation or a person in a way that give to you some kind of change in your life.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a tough one. Kind of changing. I mean, there's probably like, I'm probably gonna be angry in like 10 minutes when I think about like 100 better situations than that. but like one thing that came to mind was on one video job where we it was for some agency, and we interviewed a person, and it was about like being reintegrated into like work life, you know, some sort of program
Yeah.
during you know, some, so he had like some part-time job or something, and it was some sort of governmental program, I don't know, and so and that person, like during the interview, he talked about his life story, and obviously we couldn't use that because it was so intense and so extreme, what he was talking about, and I can't even like you know, talk about that right here because it's probably, you know, but that was really intense. So that was a moment where everybody was like speechless. So that was something, you know, that definitely shadowed the whole day a little bit, but what was also quite positive, because in the end he, you know, it's a happy end story, because he came out of this whole experience and all of the stuff that he described, which was really horrible and terrible and like really like from a movie, and he came out fine or okay, I would say. So it was actually quite touching. On the other hand, I mean, as you said earlier, you know, most of my stuff photography wise is like really, most of the stuff is everyday life situations, or like really taken in the moment. So I couldn't necessarily say that, oh, this is like something super life changing in that sense. You know, like spontaneously, I don't have like too many great stories about it. I mean, when I was traveling a little bit and taking a lot of pictures, there were for sure many moments where I was like, oh, this is such a nice experience. This is really nice. This is so cool to be able to take a photograph of this. But then again, that's nothing that changed me completely as a person, I would say. Yeah, I would really have to think about that quite a lot.
Okay, so let's reserve that for next time. Let's reserve that for a beer. Maybe it will be more easier to
Yeah,
connect
probably.
that. Yeah, I mean, I think some picture is difficult to have intensive experience. I don't know. Now it's much more difficult. In the past was more easier. Um, but I think it's much more the experience you do it outside of the picture than what it's like, you know, what moved you to walk then in that street to take that picture. Maybe that means nothing, but what happened before and what happened after, it's always the stories in between.
True. Yeah. And I mean, in the way that I at least approach like photography in that sense is also more like having it like in some sort of visual diary or something. So as you said, it's, you know, it's little slices of time, you know, that are cut out from the bigger scene or from some memory in that sense.
Yeah.
But probably like the most interesting moment or experience is not like on that frame necessarily. It's more
I mean, this is the difficult part, no? To grab the really intensive experience. But yeah, the point is, we don't live with the camera in the hand. I mean, 24. Even if you say 24 hour with the camera in the hand, it will be difficult. I think
yeah.
it's like, yeah, to live always with alert, but it's not possible. Uh, I
Yeah,
mean,
then even then it's like, even if you could like have like some video recording and grab a still frame from like 24 hours every day, and then say like, okay, this
I
is,
don't know. This is a bit different. I mean,
yeah, but even then, you know, that might change like what you consider being that best image or that best still or whatever. Then like 3 years later you might say, oh, why did I like that moment so much, you know? Maybe it's,
I don't know if you have seen. There was a documentary about the darknet. It was not new. It's something a bit old school, and there was an episode that was talking about a videographer that he installed inside of him eyes
Oh,
video camera.
oh, yeah. I think I
And
read something about that.
and is connected 24 hours to a server, and everything you watch is recorded. And because you wanted to extreme that experience to really be in the documentary, so to be always in the, so to film everything, so don't
Yeah.
forget everything, no? And
That's
in this case, for example, yeah, depends. Everything depends on what is your lifestyle. But
yeah,
because,
I'd rather not have that.
uh,
I mean, nowadays people are filming most of the time or taking pictures
yeah,
with smartphones anyway. So, I mean, if you have like installed in your eyes, it's just like a tiny step further, I guess. But yeah, having more footage doesn't necessarily make it better, I guess.
I mean, for sure, that when you have a kind of 24-hour video inside of your eyes, it's for sure you need a team to mount this stuff because will be a loop to watch yourself recording something you're
Oh yeah, right.
mounting. You know, it's a kind of loop. You're watching yourself that you're
Yeah,
mounting something,
like
and you're mounting
Groundhog Day.
something that's watching yourself.
Yeah.
So thank you a lot for this talk, and yeah, it was nice to meet you, and I hope
Yeah, it
to
was nice to
meet
meet you
you
too.
in Berlin because we are here, and it will be nice.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do that.
If anyone want to see your work, the link are in description, and yeah, you can find many things on the website of Julius. I think really interesting. I have to go to watch better the video, and then let you know. Thank you again for your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to this podcast, and if you want to learn more about us, you can visit the link allmylinks.com, Berlin Explorer, or our website bexproject.com. And if you want to follow us, you can always get news from Instagram on our account BEEX Project. Thank you again, and see you in the next episode.